Okay, class, settle down, settle down. Hey! Who the hell threw that? If I figure out who threw that, you're getting detention. You know what detention is? You're gonna have to watch every rerun of The Bachelor and then write me a comprehensive essay on it. I swear to God. Okay, are we settled? I know I got to put the fear of God in you now, didn't I? Okay. For today's special Halloween-themed lesson, we are going to have a look at DC Universe Classics Sinestro Core Scarecrow, Wave 17, figure number 2 for the adult collector. Makes it sound like porno. So we're going to have a look at him. Normally, I like doing all the series in a wave or wave-ish and then post the final Build-A-Figure, but we won't be doing that just because it is getting close to All Hallows Eve, and so I figured Scarecrow would be a nice figure to review or do a lesson on for Halloween. So, there he is in the packaging, and we can see some members, I guess, of the Justice League or something. There's Green Lantern and Aquaman and Bats and the Flash, and I don't know if there's anyone else in there. Where's Soups? Oh, Soups is up there, I'm sorry. So we got him here, and on the side, if we look, it includes a collect and connect piece. That's super. Same thing with the other side. On the back, there we've got a nice picture of the Scarecrow, part of the Sinestro Corps. And let's see, his biography, if we take a quick look here. There we go. Criminal psychologist Jonathan Crane reinvented himself as Scarecrow, the living embodiment of terror. With his own feelings of fear numbed, Scarecrow was a lost soul when the blackest night descended upon the world. After being chosen by a Sinestro Corps ring to battle the Black Lanterns, Scarecrow channeled pure, unbridled fear through his yellow ring in ways that exceeded his wildest dreams and nightmares. When I heard they were doing a replacement Corps group, and I heard it was going to be Scarecrow, I was like, oh my God. I had a total nerdgasm at that point, and I just had to, like, oh my God, they made a figure. So yeah, I had to have this, because I like Scarecrow, and just, it made sense. If they needed to find a replacement Yellow Lantern dude, it had to be him. So at any rate, his first appearance in Blackest Night, because he's been around forever, was Blackest Night number 6 in February of 2010. His real name is Johnny Crane. His occupation is Professor of Psychology. No, that was his profession. I don't think he does that anymore. His base of operations is in Gotham City. And his special abilities are Power Ring projects fear as solid yellow light constructs. And I guess that's when he's part of the Sinestro Corps, or part of the Replacement Corps, because his whole deal is that he's got his fear gas, which he uses to terrorize people and poison Gotham's water supply or some nonsense, and puppies, I don't know. But anyways, but that's just what he does as a member of the Yellow Corps. Anyways, some other figures in this wave, which I think we'll probably look at eventually. But I'm not sure when, because honestly I don't have them all yet. I just needed to have Scarecrow first. But there's Star Sapphire Wonder Woman looking sluttier than usual. Of course, we've got Sinestro Corps Scarecrow, Blue Lantern Flash. Why is it Blue Lantern the Flash? Blue Lantern Flash I think is good enough. Oh, it even lists what piece of the Build-A-Figure it comes with. I didn't notice that. Anyways, Indigo Lantern Atom looking totally like a douchebag. Orange Lantern Lex Luthor, I think this might be the other one I get next because I like the look of that one. And then the Black Lantern Hal Jordan, but he can also be a White Lantern Hal Jordan. And then, of course, there is the Anti-Monitor, who is the Build-A-Figure for this series, or sorry, Collect and Connect figure for the series, looking all like he's like, hey, X-Lax worked for me! Look at him, he just looks like he needs to take a world-class dump. Anyways, so we're going to get a piece of Anti-Monitor, and that's wicked. Anyways, I think enough of my rambling about our good friend Scarecrow here. I think what we'll do is we'll open it up and we'll have a closer look at the figure. So, we'll be back in a second. Alright, we're back. We're still looking at Scarecrow. I have taken it out of the packaging. I'll give you a quick look here, including that yellow spiky stuff on the back. Now, I gotta say, when I first heard that Scarecrow was going to become a Yellow Lantern, part of the Sinestro Corps, part of the Replacement Corps or something, I nearly peed myself. Because, I mean, really, who better would there be to give a Yellow Lantern ring to than Scarecrow? And yes, that is a Band-Aid on my finger. I sliced myself open while trying to remove this thing from the packaging. That's what I do for you people, okay? I lose blood. And I became a little faint, and then I had to have some pop, and then I had to find a Band-Aid, and no Batman Band-Aids, just Hello Kitty. which actually in some respects is scarier anyway. So, still looking at, sorry, distracted just a little bit, Scarecrow. Now I can't remember, I couldn't bring myself to look through my archive of comics to see if Scarecrow, when he became a Yellow Lantern, because I did see it in the comics, if he was wearing a Sinestro Corps outfit with just his coat over top, or if he just turned colors. I don't remember. But in terms of his coloring, we'll start there. Well, he's mostly black, because again, it's more or less like a Sinestro Corps outfit. So he's got the yellow boots, the yellow bracers, but not gloves, which are very similar to what Sinestro wears, right? You can see there we've got the yellow ring on his finger. And then we've got his kind of grungy brown coat. They've turned this part yellow, the hood and a little bit of the back, and I guess what the lapels over here. I don't know what I think about that. I mean, I don't know how happy I'd be to have a two-tone leather coat, especially a pretty long trench. Of course, this is pretty ratty, so maybe he doesn't care. You can see his head there. It's kind of the brownish, beigeish color to show that it's kind of supposed to be like burlap. And his eyes, I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but believe it or not, his eyes are in fact yellow. And that is an awesome touch, that they gave him yellow eyes, just to show that, you know, he has been taken by the ring. Or, as I said, to me, he's very appropriate to have a yellow power ring, so that makes sense. And one thing, I don't know how well we can see it, but here on his body, the black here is a little pale, and we can see little brown spots. There's a paint application, I guess, error by whoever was painting this. I couldn't see it when I bought the thing. I couldn't see it through the package, which is why I didn't mention it when we were looking at it in the package. So once I opened this thing, I tried to take as much of that off as I could, but it's still, some of it's there. So that's never really going to go away. We'll just pretend he barfed on himself or spilled peanut butter. Oh, it's not. I can think of more gross things.
I'm sure you can.
There's other things that are scary that involve poop that we won't talk about. Anyways, yep. So, now, for his sculpt, most of it, you know what, it's a generic DCUC figure. The legs, the body, it's the slim figure build, which is pretty typical. I don't know, though, I guess the belt's a little bit different. The part of the sculpt that's a little more interesting is his coat. So you can see it's a separate piece of plastic. I guess if we ripped his arms off, we could probably take it right off of him, which might be kind of cool. Well, maybe not. And his arms, we've got some detail there again, which is supposed to be part of the coat. So it's kind of wrinkled and it's the same, also similar color. The bracers on his arms, and his hands are really, really good. I like his hands. We can see there that there's a little bit of straw coming out. There's his hands, and I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but they did put the Sinestro Corps emblem on the ring, which is an incredible amount of detail for something that is so small. So that is pretty nice. His hands look weathered, almost ghoulish, which is nice. And they're all kind of nyeh, which I guess we kind of expect from him because he's all scary and shit. Grr, arg. Grr, arg. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But what's most impressive about this dude is going to be his head. The sculpt on the head is nice. Even around the neck, we can see the bottom of the burlap sack and how it's tied together, and the strings are even coming over the Sinestro Corps emblem there on his chest. You can see how the mouth is supposed to be stitched up. The eye holes there. It looks like it's drawn taut over his head, which is nice. Whoa, I'm gonna lose the camera again. I'm having problems with that lately. Gonna have to get a new tripod or something. Anyways, you can see there, it almost looks like a Joker smile, except it's kind of stitched up, which is kind of nice. And his hat, it's all grungy, and we can see it's been around. It's got some bits taken out of it. But the thing that impressed me the most about the hat, if we look at it, if you see on the back there, you can see there's straw coming out of the top. That is cool. I have to say, I really do like that. I never noticed that before, but I think that's just an excellent, excellent bit of detail that they added to this figure, which they really didn't need to. So that's really nice. Now, in terms of articulation, you know what? Let's see how quickly we can go through this. His head's going to go around. Shoulders are going to move around and up and down. I mean, it's a standard DCUC figure. The arms rotate. We've got the double joint here at the elbow, so it bends twice. The wrist, or sorry, the hand rotates at the wrist, and it goes up and down, which is nice. It's better for putting in cool thriller poses or something. The waist, oh man, yep, that'll rotate all the way around. He's got that middle piece that'll move back and forth. And of course his leg goes out there at the hip. We can rotate here at the thigh. It's got the double joint for the knee, which is weird because it seems like the narrow or the slimmer more athletic type of figures have the double joint at the knee. I haven't quite figured that out yet. We can put that back, and then of course his ankle goes back and forth. And this leg doesn't seem to want to move too well. Son of a... Okay. There we go. I wonder if I can try to make him look like he's doing Thriller. That's close. That's about as close as I can get him right now. I'm not trying that hard. Now, in terms of accessories, he does come with a yellow lantern battery, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure which way is supposed to be up. And now that I've rotated it a couple times, I'll never know again. But anyways, I mean, it's a lantern battery. It's what we would expect it to be. With the way his hands are, he can hold on to it. But it doesn't look like he's really going to be securely holding it, just kind of casually carrying it along. Which, you know, I guess is okay. But he can hold on to it, which is nice. And then he's got his ring on the other hand, so that's good. Guess we can do the whole... come here. Charge, you some bitch. There we go. Okay. We can have him do that. The other thing this figure does come with is it does come with a leg of the anti-monitor. And it's going to be big because it is a Build-A-Figure piece. See, it's big. You can kick him in the head. Take that. Yeah. We'll look at this more later, I think. Anyways, back to Scarecrow. I have to say, I like this figure. Now, one of, I guess, the complaints that some people could argue for a lot of the DCUC figures in general is that I'm kind of mixed on this figure. Sorry, I'm kind of going in tangents. I've had too much sugar. It's not even Halloween yet. The parts that are Scarecrow, the coat, the hands, the arms, and particularly the head, are excellent. Just excellent, excellent, excellent. It's unique, it looks different, it looks cool. The rest of his body is just a generic DCUC figure mold, just painted a little bit differently. And again, I know that can be said for most of the figures in the series. They just basically take the same mold and they put a different paint application on it. And really, to be fair, that's the way a lot of superheroes are. With some varying differences. I mean, Superman and Batman are more or less the same, except one's got the pointy hood and some gauntlets, and the other one, their capes are a little bit different. But besides that, they're largely the same in that respect, just different colored. So I can't fault them too much for that. But it does mean the ones that have more interesting, I don't know if I want to say accessories, but bits to their outfit, to me just makes them that much more interesting. So again, I'm kind of torn on Scarecrow, because the Scarecrow bits are awesome. The generic Sinestro core bits are generic, and we've seen it all a million times. So if I were to grade the figure, which I will, the Scarecrow bits get an A+. The head is awesome. And I just love the fact that there's straw sticking out of the back of his hat. The coat's pretty good. I don't know about this two-tone thing, but at any rate, I have a couple other coats, and let me tell you, neither of them are two-tone, neither of them have yellow, and neither of them are brown. Actually, he would look alright in the black coat. Anyways, Scarecrow bits, they're awesome. The generic Sinestro core bits, again, they would get a C. They're average. They're not terribly inspired. So for a final letter grade, I would give Scarecrow, as a member of the Sinestro core, a B+. I do like him, but I'm just averaging out how awesome the Scarecrow bits are versus how generic some of the rest of it is. But he does have some good character. His accessory is alright, and he can hold on to it. And he is capable of being put into some decent poses, which is nice. He'll stand nicely with some of my other horror figures right now, even though he's a comic book character, but I'm kind of into the horror thing right now. So he'll stand up there with Predator and Fred Krueger and Rorschach and all those guys. Rorschach would be an awesome Yellow Lantern as well. At any rate. So I believe that will be our lesson on DC Universe Classics Sinestro Core Scarecrow. Thank you very much. Happy Halloween. Class is dismissed.